Shout out to Mike Chevalier. Just know, man, that I see you. I'm always watching your videos. I'm always inspired, man. And like I told you in my message, in the message I sent to you, iron sharpens iron, my man. Keep doing what you're doing and dropping that knowledge. So, let's get into this. So, before I get into it, as you guys can see, I haven't had a walk and talk with you guys in a little while. So, let me turn the camera around so you can see the scenery. Beautiful day today. So, I wanted to make this video before I head off on my scooter here. You know, as you guys can see, right? For those of you who think that I'd be lying on my... No, this is my scooter here. So, as you can tell by the title, it's going to get a lot of people pissed off, as it should. And I know Mike may not agree with everything I'm saying. I'm going to say in this video, but hey, you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable. And so, you know, what is it that people identify with the 9-to-5 grind? And this is coming from a person who, like I stated in some of my videos, I've worked 30 plus years. What is it that people are drawn to so much outside of the money and things of that nature? You know, why do people, why do they ridicule other folks for not taking that traditional route anymore? You know, I've asked myself this multiple times. You know, the moment you don't clock into a job, you be labeled everything. And you be labeled everything is because these people out here, you know, y'all, they disagree with this, and other folks out here in the streets, they would come for me. And, you know, I'll say this to them, and I say this to you guys. We're not living in 1945. We're not living in 1965. We're not living in those days where the wife stay home and the man go to work. These days, there's multiple ways of making an income. And, you know, in some way, shape, or form, we are tied to this. And I don't like it because you have to earn your way to live. That alone in itself just pisses me off to no end, is because it's like it's not value in your life. And all of us are taught this way of living. And so because they identify with it, they can't see themselves out of it. And I know a lot of you guys have heard the two of the lesser evils. In my humble opinion, I think that's what life is about. Two of the lesser evils. Right? Me, myself, I chose to do the unconventional route. And that means if I have to work, I'm going to work in a simple way. Right? I'm going to do whatever it is that I can do to bring in some money. Right? But not the conventional way that everybody think I should. And it may not be in the form of what you think it should be. Right? And I understand. Right? I get it. You know, y'all, again, it's easy to ridicule somebody when they don't take the route that you take anymore, because they feel like, well, hey, if you don't do what I do, be prepared for me to Be prepared for me to let everybody else know out here that you're a lazy bum. You're not a member of society. You know, you're not part of our crowd because we're the working class. You know, it's very funny to me that people do that. You know, and they'll continue to do that instead of helping one another. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's basically it's a sad world we're living in. You know, sad world we're living in that people do this stuff and they continue to keep doing it. Now, as all of you know, I have a heart condition, right? That I'll see probably the next couple weeks. What's going on? The next couple weeks, I'm going to be going to the actual cardiologist, right? Actual cardiologist. I'm going to be going to that, just so I can figure out what's going on in my heart, right? And so, in a W-2 sense, I can't work a W-2 job. But I didn't say I couldn't do anything outside of a W-2 job, right? And I've heard people give me some suggestions about what I should do, right? As far as making money outside of a W-2 job. And I've always took heed to that. And the thing is, I've always implemented doing something outside of a W-2 job. Like what I'm doing here, right? I'm sharing wisdom because I love to spread it with people. But while I'm doing it, I'm getting paid for it. You know, and even if I wasn't getting paid for it, I still would spread knowledge, right? And I know a lot of people won't agree with what I'm saying, but that's what makes the world unique. Because people who don't agree with what I'm saying, right? The least thing you can do is just listen, right? Break down what it is that I don't want to do and say why that I don't want to do it. Don't be quick to attack someone because they don't. But that's the world we live in. And so people feel as though that if you don't do these things, that you won't ever be successful in life. Well, newsflash, I'm already successful, whether I have money or not. I know some of you won't agree with that because you tie yourself to the job so much. And I understand, because again, when you don't want to understand as to why, you know, someone else is taking an unconventional route, you get frustrated, you get angry, and you feel like, damn, he feel like he's better than everybody else. He feel like he's entitled. No, I don't feel like any of those things. I just figured it out. And I'm not going to take the route that everyone else is taking. But I also say this. For those, first of all, the Amish people, right? If they partake in seeing what we were doing out here, they would laugh at us, right? Because those people are actually living a life that a lot of people should live, which is working for one another, right? Taking care of their families, but working within each other, right? But people, even myself, didn't understand why how much people decided to unplug. But they did. They unplugged. And rightfully so. Because again, they're living a life that a lot of people deep down inside wish they had. But since they get themselves tied to different things, they can't. And so, excuse me if the wind is blowing, because I'm out here walking before I hop on the scooter, because I ain't gonna be able to talk and ride. But back to what I was saying. You know, they'll be laughing at us. The Amish people will be laughing at us if they seen this. Because again, people don't understand. You know what I mean? People don't get it. You know what I'm saying? people feel as though that it's this way or no way. And going back to my heart condition, right? I'm going to do whatever it is to make some money. But again, I'm going to do it on my terms, what I decide to do. And again, when somebody has an ailment, that doesn't always mean they have to be bedridden. You know, too many people on this planet always feel as though in their mind that someone has to be bedridden to not be okay. And I'm here to tell you, just because it looks good on the outside doesn't mean it's good on the inside. So, you know, another thing I want to let you guys know is that when people came on here in the past and always told me that because I'm always sitting up in a room and I ain't doing nothing else in my life, that I'm just a person that's a wasted life. I laugh at that because you all think always because I sit up in a room, a well-lit room, and make videos that I don't have a life. I do have a life. And when the camera's off, I do whatever it is I need to do. Right? And then when I want to make videos, I come on the camera and make them. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'll say this. Don't be quick to ridicule somebody based on what they don't want to do anymore. They took that traditional route. They did what everybody else is doing. But they're tired of it. And me, I'm very, very tired of it. You know, it's caused me health problems. And if I can do whatever it is I can do to stop that, I will. And I'm not saying that work has did that to me, right? I know it's the food and shit that I ate and everything else because I haven't treated my body like a temple, right? But one of the things is work. And so I just refuse. Not to do those things anymore. All right, so next time you see somebody making videos, you be quick to slander them. Just stop and think. Really think. See, what I do is that when I get in my feelings and I feel like that somebody's not doing things that I would do, that I'm not doing, I may get upset, I may get frustrated, but I watch the videos. Because I want to see why it is that these people are refusing or they are doing what they're doing. Right? I'll break it down and see if it's going to benefit me or not. But I won't judge that person because of what they don't want to do. I simply won't. And you shouldn't either. You know what I'm saying? So, again, can't stress this enough, man. You know, don't ridicule anybody because you feel like that going to a job and clocking in is going to be the end all be all. Because it isn't. You know, when people sit here and say that they got to buy back their time and they're going to go to the job and clock in, whatever it is that you're doing, you're still giving somebody else your sacrifice as opposed to your own. And if that means me doing what it is that I want to do and bringing in some kind of income the way I know how, I'm going to do that. And be unapologetically not sorry for it. Because again, this is my life. This is what I want to do. Right? And when I make these videos, everybody's not going to disagree. They're going to agree because they're going to feel it. So many YouTube channels that I'm seeing that people get on here and shame folks and talk very bad to them because they don't want to work a job. They don't want to go clock in. But they're missing the fact that there's other ways of making money. And so me, I'm going to go do that now. I'm just not doing anything that has to do with anything that's sacrificing my heart. If that means talking to someone, I'm gonna do that, because again, it's not putting a strain on my heart. And so, yeah, the thing is, I've been doing this, but I just didn't let y'all know, because again, y'all be lying awake for somebody to say something. Say, oh, he said this, and then, oh, look what he's doing now. He's not really sick, y'all. Come on, mix with that. So, that's it, y'all. I'm getting ready to go. My phone is getting hot. It's hot out here, and I need to get to my destination. So if this video resonated with you anyway, sorry about the summer, please like it, please share it, and please subscribe, so we can go out there in the algorithm and reach other folks. So with that being said, you guys take care, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.